Hey everybody, hope you're good. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Abby, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. So in today's video, I will be reviewing the Altruist Dermatologist Face Fluid SPF50, and this is what it looks like. So I've seen quite a few reviews on this sunscreen. Actually, I say I've seen. So I've heard a lot about this sunscreen. I've kind of seen reviews here and there a while back. I can't even remember what I've seen on it, to be honest. I think a lot of people did like it, the ones that I've seen, for the most part anyway. So yeah, I was curious to try it because I've tried their body sunscreen and I would still recommend that just based on the new generation filters on there and the fact that it's a moisturizing sunscreen, so it's good for the body even if it's not necessarily the best option for my face because I have oily skin. So yeah, but I still use it on my face as well. So this sunscreen I got from justmylook.com. They usually have it discounted, so if you want to get the best discount, I definitely say try to get this from justmylook.com. Now they have a £10 minimum £10 minimum order, but that's obviously not going to break the bank. With this, I think I got it for about £7 something, whatever it was. Of course, this retails for about £8.99 depending on where you get it from. So this sunscreen I got because I already tried out the body sunscreen, and just based on the filters in here, the tinnasols, it has an amazing UVA rating. So this has a 5-star UVA rating, which is like the highest you can get. It's the Boots UVA rating that you get on most packaging for sunscreen for the brands that subscribe to that. It's equivalent to like the P rating that you get from like Asian sunscreen. On the packaging it says vitamin E enriched and it's an antioxidant sunscreen. So again, it's very no frills. 50 ml of product in here, and on the back there's a bit of information in here. So it says it's a broad spectrum dermatologist specification sunscreen developed by Dr. Andrew Burney and leading EU scientists, providing superior protection in a moisturizing super light formula suitable for daily use, enriched with vitamin E to prevent cellular damage from UV induced free radicals, to reduce the risk of skin cancer and premature skin aging, suitable for use under makeup or after shaving. It's water resistant, fragrance free and non-comedogenic. So it says that you just generally apply it 20 minutes before you go out and reapply frequently. Avoid contact with the eyes. So do bear that in mind, because it wouldn't say that if this was eye friendly. And I remember the body sunscreen not necessarily being eye friendly either, even though it didn't irritate my eyes too much unless it got in there for some reason. So it says it's been clinically tested as hypoallergenic and paraben free. In terms of the filters that are on here, this has some heavy hitting filters in here. It has avobenzone, we have octocalate, we have octocrylene, we have uvinol T150, we have ensilazole, which is a rare one. I don't see that on most of my sunscreen listings, or at least on the ingredients list. That covers UVB. And you have tinasol A to B, which covers both UVA and UVB, and you also have titanium dioxide, which covers both UVA and UVB. So on that note, I'd say how it applies. So in terms of how it applies, I love this formula and I do think it's slightly more elegant compared to the body sunscreen. However, it's slightly harder to work into my skin, because you know I do have reasonably dark skin, and from my demo you see that I tried this twice. So I tried it, I really had high hopes for this, because I thought, okay, they've made it for the face, so maybe they would have worked on getting rid of the slight white cast that you can get with the body sunscreen. But when I was doing the research after already using this, then I realized, oh, it has titanium dioxide, the nano titanium dioxide, and I thought, okay, well, I might have the same issue, and I guess I did, because this takes a little longer to work into the skin despite having a really smooth texture and just applying really nicely. But in terms of working into the skin and getting that slight white cast out, what I found that was by the time I had got the majority of that white cast like rubbed out, as in got this applied all over my face, the film forming ability of this sunscreen, which is what it's supposed to do really, was kind of being compromised, because obviously I was rubbing past its expiry date basically. So on somebody who has maybe fairer skin, they probably rub it in for not as long and they'd benefit from the finish form of film and you'd be protected. Whereas for me, because I had to rub for quite a while, I feel like that compromised its ability to kind of settle on my skin. And what I found that it was catching in certain areas, like where there was hair, like on my brows, my hairline. I thought, okay, well, did I apply too much in one go? So if you haven't already, you will be seeing the 2 demos I have of me applying it the second time. And I filmed that on my phone, so my skin does look slightly different, looks a bit more blurred compared to my camera, which is what I'm using right now. And when I applied it, I didn't apply as much in one go. I still applied what I thought would cover my face, by the way. I still had maybe slight issues with it catching on my hairline, but a much smoother application. So I do think you might need to go in with this with 2 layers possibly, if you have dark skin. But if you're fairer than me, you probably won't have that white cast issue. Like, it's just a slight white cast. I did really want to try, this. I really wanted to like it. I really wanted to be able to wholeheartedly recommend it to people, because it's one of those accessible, more affordable sunscreens. Yeah, and it's got some amazing filters. I mean, it has 5-star UVA and it doesn't get higher than that. So yeah, I think it might be one to keep if you want to have that glow. And also, so speaking of glow, the finish of this is shiny. It's not greasy shiny to the point where I feel uncomfortable, like I can feel it on my skin. No, it's more elegant, like I said, than the body version. But this is still shinier than other sunscreens I've tried recently. So there is that. So that they didn't manage to get rid of that like level of shininess that I guess the body sunscreen has, and this is just maybe a notch down from that. So I prefer if it was like 2 or 3 notches down from that, but it's like 1 notch. So there's that. So you definitely want to apply powder before applying your makeup, unless you want a glowy base. If you have oily skin, if you have normal or dry skin, this will be perfect for you. I'll definitely say that. So if you have oily skin, I'd be very hesitant to recommend this unless you want to powder. But knowing the benefits of this, I probably would still recommend it, just for you to try and see how it looks on your just try and see if you like it, especially if you're fairer than me. If you're my skin tone or darker, just be prepared for a slight white cast, which is not the end of the world really, because what you can do is just kind of save it for your face and have that ultimate protection from the 5-star UVA rating, which I'll keep rambling about. And then you can just, you know, powder first and then put your like foundation or makeup, the rest of your makeup routine, and you'll be fine. Because with shiny or like more moisturizing sunscreens, all you have to do is really powder down. It's really not the end of the world, and you benefit from, you know, so much more good than the shininess. So I think that's like a fair trade-off. Just like, it's a 5-star UVA rated sunscreen, and UVA rating is so much more important to me because I know my skin doesn't burn as much. So like, it's great that it's an SPF50 plus or SPF50 rated sunscreen, but for me, in terms of like long-term damage to my skin, preventing wrinkles, that breakdown of collagen and elastin, yada yada yada, all the benefits of, and of course prevention from cancer, but all those benefits of having a high UVA rating are what I'm looking for. And also, like, because I have acne prone skin and brown skin, so obviously melanin is a thing for me. If I scar either from acne or from the sun, like from tanning, I wear my tan for months. Like in the summer, I wear my tan for months, which means if I have an acne scar that's also tanned with my skin and that gets darker, it stays there for months. So this is great because it helps protect, you know, it helps protect against that with this kind of formulation on both ends, especially with the UVA rating. So yeah, just say, you know, still try it or have it in your bag, but just knowing that it's not one that you can kind of just apply and go out the door if you're my skin tone or darker. That's really all I'm trying to say. Of course, the same precautions also apply. Make sure you have protective clothing. Your sunscreen can only do so much, so you need to top up. And reapplying it wasn't an issue for me. It's a great price for what it is, and I would cautiously recommend it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'd probably say I cautiously recommend it, but it is worth it for the filters in here. The filters are worth it, if nothing else. So yeah, it's definitely still worth trying and seeing if you can deal with it, and if you can just maybe save it for your face, as I said before. If you want to know more about any of the other sunscreens I have tried, I will have my sunscreen playlist pinned in the comments section and in the description box as well, so you can also check those out and help support my channel. If you like this review, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe. That really would help me out a lot. And until next time, stay blessed. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.